A sunset clause crackdown. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee because there's an article I want to look at discussing a crackdown on sunset clauses. You know, those really wonderful clauses where you're paying a deposit for a project, you're buying it off the plan, and then all of a sudden the contractor or developer cancels years later or just strings you along further and further and further so they can get out of the contract and then sell it for a much higher price. Yeah, they want to have their cake and eat it too. So let's have a look at this article because this is some good news for people who've been screwed around by these, frankly, dodgy contracts. So, Queensland makes good on sunset clause crackdown. The Queensland Government has limited the power of sunset clauses in an off-the-plan contract that some shady developers were using to pull out of existing deals when they felt they could get a higher price for property. Oh wait, that's a tag for a picture there. There you go. Last year, the Queensland Government promised to address concerns that some off-the-plan contracts were being terminated due to market conditions that would favour selling land in the then rising market. Now, I'm not at all confident in off-the-plan purchases. We've seen again and again where people have signed up to a plan which amounts to nothing more than a concept design, and then what they actually receive is completely different. In sales contracts for dwellings that are purchased before the project has been built, a sunset clause provides a party with the right to terminate if the contract is not settled within a particular time frame. Now, this can also be something that the buyer wants. If you've purchased a property off the plan and they're just dragging their feet, you need this to be able to get out of it. So, yeah, but the whole thing is using it for the wrong purposes, which are developers reselling the project, really, relisting it. The Queensland Government is now proposing amendments to its legislation around land sales to strengthen consumer protections for off-the-plan residential property contracts. With property prices on the rise, supply issues eating away at the margins for builders, and construction times blowing out, some evidently saw sunset clauses as a way to use the challenging market conditions to an unfair advantage. The Queensland Government became aware of a number of reports of developers invoking a sunset clause to terminate an off-the-plan contract, allegedly in order to relist and sell the proposed lot, for a much higher price. The legislative changes intend to ensure property developers can only invoke a sunset clause to terminate off-the-plan contracts for land with the written consent of the buyer as an order of the Supreme Court or in other limited scenarios. Okay, that's good. These buyers they should be able to, you'd hope, take legal action against these developers for lost property growth, lost earnings, but I guess not because they've got this sunset clause. So I guess it has to change. These changes follow on from a consultative period in which consumers and property developers were invited to complete an online survey on the issue, and peak bodies were invited to provide written submissions. Shannon Fentiman, the state's Attorney General and Minister for Justice, said the adjustments were needed to ensure Queensland buyers were protected when they purchased land off the plan. We know property law is a complex and technical area that differs between states and territories, and we have listened to home buyers and property developers to ensure these changes reflect both parties' needs. Buying a home is one of the biggest decisions and investments a Queenslander will make in their lifetime, and we want to ensure they are protected and the process is fair. I'm pleased to announce that work has started on law reforms that will protect Queenslanders when entering a contract for the off-the-plan sale of land, Ms. Fentiman said. So there we go. Let's have a bit of a talk about this one. So this is good news and this is encouraging. There's nothing worse than the off-the-plan disaster stories and these bloody sunset clauses being abused that we've seen again and again in the media. So good on the Queensland Labor government for stepping up and solving this issue. Let's hope it really limits the amount of people that get screwed over in these circumstances. What do you reckon, guys? Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Check out Heise BIM and Heise Does if you enjoy my content. And if you want to support the channel, you can financially on YouTube or Patreon, using our referral links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband, buying our pocket squares, or calling us if you need an architect. Take care, guys. Have a great day, and I will see you all next time. Bye for now.